Officially record this episode the day after the big reveal. How are you feeling, Hockeytown? Welcome to the family, first and foremost. It's so wonderful to have more teams at the league, and I think we all have a good feeling that Detroit isn't going to be the only team in ours over this coming few weeks. You know, it does kind of feel that May is going to be basically expansion month. You know, and I literally it's like 1 down, 3 to go. That kind of sense. that kind of sense. Yeah, it just feels. But honestly, amazing for Detroit, and this always kind of felt a bit inevitable that Michigan was going to be the next place to go. We were thinking about expansion teams. Yeah, well, didn't they describe it the mother of the Takeover? Yes, they did. Because obviously, Detroit was that first ever neutral site for the league, and that was just back then. Obviously, that was just the Takeover weekend, which was just Detroit, Pittsburgh, and then now it's become a whole blown tour. Yeah, and every time but one, and that of course was the game back in January, Detroit has showed out. Yeah, because obviously when Vancouver and Boston played back in January, it was only about 9,000, which was a bit like and I was like, Detroit has dropped here, and yet this is supposed to be a lock-in for expansion. Yeah. Then obviously the second game they had back in March, that just saw the numbers go massively up, and they had nearly 16,000. Yeah, wasn't quite, but nearly. Yeah, but. So they can't really do this on that, but yeah. But one is just fine. Yeah, you could have treated that game back in January as like an anomaly. Yeah. Anyway. But how are you feeling? Really pleased. Yeah, really pleased. It feels good. Detroit. It's not too far from Minnesota, which is good. Yeah. Okay, it's not in our time zone, my dear. Yeah. I do want more teams to be in our time zone. Well, there's still a chance. There's still 3 more potentially to come our way. There's still 3 more to go. So maybe who knows? Who knows? But it's good that they are trying to get markets close to us, though. That is good. That is good, because I did look it up. Detroit is not that too far in terms of flight from Minneapolis, so that's good. That is good. That is good. Ideas says we would like to see more teams in our time zones, in that central time zone. But if we have to, I'll take any that are close to us, like Denver is, and like how Detroit is. I feel really pleased, and it always kind of felt like, Detroit should have been in the league from the get-go. And I think if it hadn't been for Vancouver's brilliant attendance last year, we might have thought, that was going to be. Well, I think before the Takeover Tour started, I think last year, we kind of felt Detroit was kind of seen as a front runner for the next, for expansion when the expansion began. And then, following Vancouver's brilliant attendance, when they got roughly 19,000 at the Canucks venue, we then kind of shifted and thought, maybe the intrigue's out west, so why not strike there? And you treat Detroit as a ready to go this time tomorrow market. Yeah, I did say Detroit was one of those markets in the PHL where you look at a thing, that market could be ready to go this time tomorrow. So that's why I was kind of like, okay, this time last year I was kind of like, right, well, let's hold on Detroit for now. Let's go where there are markets that have got potential but aren't really seen as big front runners, like Seattle, like Vancouver. Go there first, and then we can come back to Detroit, and that's obviously what's happened. So I really am pleased for Detroit today. It's just been brilliant. Yeah, it's really great. So we've now got the State of Hockey, that's ours, and we've also got Hockeytown, which is going to be brilliant. And you have come dressed appropriately today, George. Yes, I have. I am in my year 1 Minnesota jersey. I think we need to call these the city jerseys of the way. Yeah. I've got the road one coming soon, so that's going to be good. So you will see me in the road version of this very soon. And then I'll have all my Minnesota jerseys in there. Yay! Yeah. So any Detroit fans watching today, this is the kind of jersey that you will get in season 1. It's kind of like, for you guys, it's kind of like an unofficial tradition in the PWHL, and then also in year 2 you will get your branding put on it. The question is, will we have a situation like we have about with the Vancouver and Seattle, where they got their brands in time for the season, but of course don't go on the jerseys until their second year? I would not have a problem with that. Now, I think the Garnizers and Touring kind of set the precedent for future expansion, which is where, okay, you can get the names and brands out in time, but you don't have to rush and put them on the jersey straight away if you don't want to, because we've seen it how people will buy merch regardless. Yeah, if it's just regardless whether it's branded merch or generic merch, and it's just it's PWHL in season 1 for you to get these like what then will become like collector's items. Yeah. And then in season 2, that's where you get to have your proper team merch. So yeah, and the colour scheme though would make it big. Oh yeah, all that, yeah. Yeah, so the announcement was officially made on the 6th of May. The only free dinner us 3 have got this week on the stress of the World Cup playoffs. Yeah, you did ask us last night, are you sure we want to come and do it today? Record the thoughts today, because obviously we've got game... Well, it's either we do it today, tomorrow, or we have to do it till next week, and then Lady was like, well, no, let's just do it today anyways. Yeah, we are recording this on game 3 of our stressful series against Montreal. As you know, that's going to be a back-to-back to game 3's tonight, game 4's tomorrow. So you're looking at probably Monday would be the earliest we could then record it if we were going to do it. So Lady's like, you're like, no, let's just do it now. Let's do it now. I've never been superstitious when it comes to hockey. Never, but anyway, we'll do it now. So it's announced on the 6th of May. The press conference felt very formal. It kind of felt, compared to what we saw with Vancouver and Seattle last year, where you kind of felt there was like an edgy enthusiasm, this kind of felt like a very formal press conference. Okay, get out of the way now. Oh, it's so hilarious how during it, when they did the BT video, and then at the end of it, you had the camera pan to this guy with a steel band drum, and next to a car. It was just like, I just found it so... You found it so hilarious. I just found it so funny. I was like, really? You're announcing you're going to be joining the PWHL, and you thought, let's get this guy out with his steel band drum and he could play next to this car. I was like, oh my goodness sake. Yeah. Have you gone back to the drawing board, George, for potential names? Yeah, because obviously with the car, because obviously you heard in the BT, you heard the engines revving, so that made me thought, oh, cars, maybe it's going to be car speed, and I had a good name, but as I learned, that name's already been taken. Apparently it's their NBA team. Yeah, so damn it! So I was thinking of Pistons, you know, as the Piston Cup from, you know, the Cars franchise, but later on the day, someone told me, no, that's taken. So I was like, damn it! So I'm basically back in the drawing board. Flo, you had a cast name, didn't you? But I shut it down. What was it? Turbo. But Lady shut it down because she thought it would be too similar to Power Rangers. Oh, that makes me feel very old. I remember that one. Power Rangers Turbo. Loved that. Just simply for Detox. She was one of the best Power Rangers villains. It's one of those rare times where you're not supposed to root for the good. It's just, you know, you're not supposed to root for the villains, but it's one of those rare times where you can't not root for the villain. And she actually won. You know, because remember, the Power Rangers was originally going to end with In Space. That's how it originally was going to end, but of course it didn't end like that. But Detox actually won. It was one of the very rare times the Power Rangers lost. And Detox won. And if it hadn't been for Dark Spectre's messenger, she would have claimed victory. And that would have been how the series would have ended. Detox won the Earth. But of course, no. It's a brilliant scene though, that when the messenger comes, because it's like she's like, yeah, I've won. Then the fear of the mention of dark spectres, like, and then of course that sets up in space, which of course concluded the Zordon era. But yeah, what would be wrong with Turbo, lady? Because I would then have to hear one of you two go, Power Rangers Turbo, go. It was a good theme. It was a good theme. The 90s era Power Rangers, which I suddenly do remember. They had really good theme tunes like Lost Galaxy. Don't Start. Lost Galaxy was a good one as well. Turbo Lost Galaxy had really good theme tunes. Yeah. Power Rangers was good in the 90s. The 90s was Power Rangers' heydays. Once we hit the 2000s, it sort of went then downhill after Time Force. Anyway, but no, so yeah, so a bit back to the drawing board for me. But I'm thinking maybe we'll have a cast theme, especially with the colours, which of course are going to be LA colours, King's colours. How do you feel about that? Well, it was only a matter of time before somebody in this league got a black and white colour scheme. You know, let's be honest. I mean, it's a very traditional colour scheme. It's used quite a lot in the AHL. We have got it best at LA. Yeah, I mean, since we've done the rerun, you now really love the home jersey. In the past, with the Kings, you've only been a fan of the road jersey, whereas I have been okay with either of them. And then we obviously did the rebrand in the 24-25 season, and he now loves the home jersey. Oh, that's good. That's good. Cause I do remember, Chloe, you have thought that over the years when it comes to the Kings, because the jersey, like, I prefer the road ones to the home ones, whereas with me and the Sharks, I've been more preferred home ones to road ones. And then obviously when we had the Evolved jersey come out a few years ago, I loved them. Obviously got both in my wardrobe. The Evolved jersey is the only full set that I've got for Sharks jerseys in my wardrobe. The rest are all just from different eras over the last 35 years of Sharks hockey. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about the red accent, because if you look at the word mark Detroit has got on its socials, that's a brilliant word mark, by the way. Yeah, that is a brilliant word mark, by the way. There's like a bit of a red accent, and I'm not too sure how I feel about a red accent. Some colours as accents don't work on a black background, and I think red's one of them. Rodino is an alternative. Other than gold. Now, right, if somebody in the league wants to do a gold, black, white colour scheme, I've got the perfect name. Right, go on, let's hear it. Should I? Yeah, okay. Swarm. Oh! Baby lace, yeah. Because you can do... Oh, I love that! Wow, Utah is kind of the diehard state. Oh, I love that! I think I did vote for Swarm in the Utah vote. Yeah. So if any new PWHL team wants to do a black jersey but have white but also have like a gold accent, I've got you Tino sorted. Swarm. Oh, I love that. Love that. But better than bees, because bees is too easy. It's been done to death a lot of times in Europe. Yep. Oh, I love the sound of that. Yeah, I quite like the colour scheme. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, as I said, black and white is very common for men's hockey. Yep. It's very common for men's hockey, so a lot of teams do it. Obviously, we are the prime examples of that. You've also got Carolina, who are black and red. I think Carolina's the best example for what we will see from PWHL Detroit, because they've got black and red. Always also black and red. So that's another one. Yeah, Senators, yeah. So the Senators and Hurricanes, I think what you might want to look at for examples of how those jerseys for Detroit will look when they have their brand on. Yeah. But you can't beat us because of the black and white jersey. Yeah. Oppertunity tried but failed. And of course, black is very common for alternate jerseys. Like how my Sharks have always gone. I don't think the Sharks have ever gone for a non-black alternate, which is fine. But it's just what you then put on it's not work for me. If we did a black alternate jersey with the old logo, I would buy that straight away. That's for me what the Cali Fins lacked. I think I did when I did my thoughts a few years ago when it released. I think I did remember saying, if the Cali Fins had gone for the old Sharks logo rather than our current secondary logo, I would have bought that. But yeah, so that to me is what we're going wrong with alternates. Put the old logo on and it'll be brilliant. I'm not saying switch the old logo permanently, I'm just saying put it on a jersey like other teams have done over the years. Yeah. Yeah, I think our current ones use an old logo. Yeah. It's an old Crown logo. Yeah. We use a lot of... Okay. Yeah, so... May 6th, the Professional Women's Hockey League announced expansion to Detroit, Michigan, with the newest team to begin play the 2026-27 season, with home games to be played at Little Caesars Arena. PWHL Detroit is joined by Ali Financial as the team's inaugural partner, with team jerseys to feature an exclusive Ali patch on the chest in celebration of the PWHL's newest market. That's standard. Every PWHL team does have a unique part logo on, a unique sponsor as a logo on their jerseys. We've got Woody Creek on ours. Yeah. Detroit will host the 2026 PWHL Awards and Entry Draft, but we'll cover those on another big episode. We'll do that immediately after this one. Yeah. So we'll skip that for now. We'll come back to that another time. Yeah. So bringing professional women's hockey to Hockeytown is an undeniable next step for the PWHL and the storied hockey market. Detroit has welcomed the PWHL from the very beginning, starting with hosting the league's first ever neutral site game at Little Caesars Arena during the league's inaugural season in 2024. That was PWHL and PWHL Boston. That drew 13,736 fans. Since then, local support has only grown, with Detroit hosting 4 PWHL games over 3 seasons, the most of any neutral site city. Among those games were crowds of 40,288 fans, setting a then US arena attendance record for women's hockey on March the 16th, 2025. That was when the league officially welcomed its 1 million fan attendance. Remember that very well. And a Little Caesars Arena women's hockey attendance high of 15,938 at the city's last Taylor Hall game. That was between the Big Trois and the Sirens. That was on March 28th, 2026, so not as long after we got back from Minneapolis. That cemented Detroit fans' demand for a PWHL team to call their own. As part of the team's announcement, the league revealed PWHL Detroit's primary colours, black and silver, complemented by white as a secondary colour and red as an accent. The palette is distinct from any other team in the league. We'll see how long that lasts. We'll see how long that lasts, because I bet Tio for in year 1. Oh, we're the only team in blue! Yeah, hold my soda! I did see late last night, a lot of someone posting, thank God it's not blue and green! Oh, God. Right, okay. Yeah. The primary colours intend to invoke Detroit's innovation and industrial spirit, matched with the resilient identity of Metro Detroiters. Meanwhile, the red accent is a nod to the city's celebrated sports history, in particular the Red Wings, and Hockeytown's hockey stewardship in the United States for more than 100 years. And of course, the Red Wings this season just celebrated their 100th anniversary, along with the Rangers and the Blackhawks. So, yeah, someone did put out that quiz as online play. Yes. Yeah. The permanent brand identity, including the team's name and logo, will be announced at a later date. The decision to expand to Detroit reflects the league's long-term vision for strategic growth. Detroit's bid was led by Ilch Sports and Plus Entertainment, the business arm of the Detroit Red Wings, Detroit Tigers, and operators of Little Caesars Arena. Started through an initial investment by Mike and Marion Ilch and strengthened by Ilch companies' long-standing commitment to the sport, including the Little Caesars AA Hockey Club, which has developed generations of players since 1988. The Detroit-based global organisation has a long history of advancing hockey at every level. This commitment includes expanding opportunities of for women and girls while building a strong foundation for the sport's continued growth. PHL Detroit joins the PHL's 8 current markets: Boston, Minnesota, Montreal, New York, Ottawa, Seattle, Toronto, and Vancouver, as part of the league's single entity ownership structure under TWG Global. The team's practice home will be Belfort Training Centre, which is part of the arena's complex. And details about further expansion, a forthcoming expansion roster building process, and how Detroit will be integrated into the 2026 PHL draft will be announced in the coming weeks. Because you guys know, Detroit's not the only one. Now, Detroit is not the only one who's going to be added into the fold over the next few weeks. We are expecting at least 3 more teams to be announced. We do have an idea of what the process will look like, because we had that document be revealed this past weekend, and I've already done an episode on that. And when we get the confirmation of that, I'll just run you through that again. And of course, we still don't know how the draft's going to work. We now know where the draft will be. We still don't know how it's going to work. All we know is the Vancouver Golden Knights will go first. They will pick first in every round because they won the goal plan. After that, it's who knows. It's who knows. The deals are still being worked out. But I'm telling you now, guys, the stress is starting to get to me. Well, yeah, because on the one hand, you are seriously focused on the World Cup playoffs, and they are really stressful. Right? This is the most stressful playoffs we've ever been involved in. Yeah, on one hand, you're focused on that. But at the same time, there's all this buzz about, which markets are going to get in, which might not, who's taught themselves out of it. Yeah, it is. I think it is starting to take a toll on you, George. Yeah, and the fact that we are in a back-to-back scenario to end the week is not good either. No, not good either. No, not good either. No, not good either. But hopefully we'll get the job done. Hopefully we will get the job done. Yeah. So, I know what... So, do you guys want to talk more on Kurski, or shall I focus on the arena? Can we do... Yeah, go. Yeah. Okay, so... I think the Kurski is going to be really good. Thinking how you're going to have what the white could be, the shoulder... Yeah, so easily you can see on the... shall I go and get ours? Hang on. Yeah, because I'm not wearing this one tonight. I'm wearing our prof home one tonight, so I can go to ours real quick. Yeah. Obviously, I wanted to wear this one for the episode, just to show Detroit fans what they're going to be seeing their team in a few months' time, actually, in November. So, that one. Yeah. There you go. Got a little hanger on my door. That's why I keep all the frost jerseys so they're easy to reach for game days. Obviously, we'll take it out with us after we're done, because obviously, I've got to get hot chocolate made and then get the stream set up. So we just take it down before we record it. So yeah, so you can see on our cross jersey here, and of course this will be the template that you will be using to draw it. So you see here on the top, on the shoulder. Now, I can easily see on the home jersey that will be white, and on the road one probably black. And I think that will work really well. Yeah, so it's an obvious colour scheme, but I am confident Hopefully they could utilise it very well. And I think those cars are going to really stand out. Can you imagine what it's going to look like when we get to November, October, when they'll probably reveal them. Yeah. And then first games in November. Yeah. Yeah. And the red acts as well. I can already picture it now. Yeah. I can already picture it now. You know, you have the black as the baseline. The Detroit will be diagonal. That'll be in white, but you can see on the outline the red accent. Yeah. I can already picture it now. That's good. That is really good. If you can already picture now in your mind's eye what Detroit's jerseys year 1 jerseys will look like, that's really good. And that just shows how this was an easy move. It was an easy move. Yeah. You look at Detroit and think, okay, they've done it. They have proven to us that they are so ready to join a league. Yeah, it's like, what more do you want, blood? Well, I think Jordan said that about Denver. What more does Bernie have to give you? His left paw? Or cut his tail off and hand that in? No, you're just thinking of ways to be bad to Bernie when he sweeps you. Oh! That's rich, because what did he do to you two? Yeah, that's a low blow, that's a low blow to George. That's a low blow. Alright? I don't recall you two getting a game out of Bernie in the last round. At least I might have to take scouts out of Victor before he shot him back up to Mars. Alright? What did you two do? Honestly, wow. With Detroit, it was always seen as like, okay, this market is so ready. It's a question of, you know, it was more of a question of when is Detroit join the PHL, not if Detroit will join the PHL. If you get what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, those colour schemes. Oh god, it's gonna so annoy me with King's colours. Well, now you know how I feel when the Sirens play at home. Now you know how it feels. Now you know what it feels like. Because obviously the Sirens play in teal, and of course when we did you can go check it back. When we did the jersey launch episode, these two straight away pointed it out, and I was like, what? And then I had to basically then zoom in on the screen, and I was like, oh shit, they're right. Yeah. Because I don't recall, because obviously we've been involved in this league from day one, and I do not recall New York in year 1 being in teal. It was New York's jersey in year 1 was kind of more of a turquoise, greeny colour, so it wasn't quite clear what New York was. Despite the fact that teal was on their temporary branding. But yeah, so now you know how it feels. Now you know what it feels like. Yeah, but I'm just gonna think that every time I see it now. But so hopefully you get a good brand to go there. But yeah. Right, George, go for it. Oh my God, Plutter's now gone. What is up today? This happens every time. It's normally me. It's normally me. So I'm gonna get the other one, make it sturdier. It's normally me. Right, skip. Up them. Actually there. God. Yeah, it is normally lazy. We can't work out what to do with this. Yeah. Because I can't have them on my desk because we've got all the equipment. The camera won't go down that far. So it happens every time. You'll get used to it, Detroit Boys. You'll get used to it the more you watch the show. Right. Before Pluto just jumped off, probably in shock because someone's going to lock him into the LA Coons. Oh, are you? I'm fine, George. I'm fine. Let's now go to arena. So George, over to you. We will just stick it. Yeah, just try and stay there, not fall off. Yeah. So as we know, PWHL Detroit is going to play its games. Their primary venue will be Little Caesars Arena. Now, a reminder: we say primary venue because obviously with the takeover tour, you can't really say that the current arenas are home arenas. Yet it's more primary venue because of the takeover tour. Somebody gets designated the home team. So Detroit's prior venue will be Little Caesars Arena. Now, I have got so many reservations about this, and every time I've voiced them out, I've always been cummed at for it, okay? And people do that, like, oh yeah, see your point, but... Well, that's not you seeing my point! That's not you seeing my point! That's you basically try to gaslight me gently. So it's like, yeah, okay, so, right now, I'm gonna bring it up. Right now, Loyalty Reader, we've got a lot of talent what it is, and we also know that by the end of this decade, the WNBA is going to be coming to Detroit. Because that's in 2029. You got Cleveland coming in 2028, Detroit 2029, and then Philadelphia in 2030. So you think we're expanding quickly? Check the WNBA out! Yeah? We expanded to the Golden State last year. This year, Toronto and Portland. And then 28, 29, 30. So, whew, that's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot. So right now, we currently have, in Little Caesar Arena, we currently have the Red Wings of the AHL. We have the Detroit Pistons of the NBA. So there you go. My proposed name's gone out the window. Then we're going to have PWHL Detroit. And then in the fall of 2026. And then obviously we'll have the Detroit WNBA in the spring of 2029. Now also there are concerts that also go at Little Caesars Arena. So I was thinking, it's too many. That's too many tenants in one building. And unfortunately, there is no other infrastructure for in actual Detroit. If you look up in Michigan, of course, we did do the research a few weeks ago, because obviously we kind of felt Detroit was going to be a lock. We kind of felt Detroit was a lock ever since the first Take Patrol game they did. Yeah. In the inaugural season. Yeah. So, yeah. But most recently, since we came back from Minneapolis, we did look into it because we figured by that point, that's when we did start hearing about where we might get the news. Yeah. If you look up a bit up in Michigan, there are lots of other hockey arenas in different cities in Michigan. So I was kind of thinking, we'll go there, but brand it as the Michigan like how we're branded as the Minnesota Frost. Okay. And then try and do what the Big Swan Steppers do and get an annual game at Little Caesars Arena. That's what. Yeah, you were suggesting Grand Rapids. Yeah, because obviously, I know the Grand Rapids is a great market for the Griffins, who have had a brilliant season this year. They are still alive in the Cold Plus at the time of recording this episode. In fact, Grand Rapids was kind of my pick for the Calder Cup this year because of how brilliantly their season was. And I was a bit quite shocked that it was actually Providence that won the league title, not Grand Rapids. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So yeah. So I'm gonna say this once and only. In fact, right. This is the last time I'm gonna bring up my reservations. Okay. Now you can dismiss them if you want to. That's fine. But I need to air this on the record. I need to air this on the record to try and make me feel comfortable about having Detroit in the league because I'm so happy for them. This is the 9th market in a row now that I'm pleased to join the PWHL. Take a third, kids. It won't last. It will not last. At some point in my lifetime, a market's going to come in that I don't want in, but I have to go, well, okay, fine. If they leave think that's what's right for them, so be it. Come on in. I'll do my very best to make you welcome through gritted teeth. Okay, so you've already got the AHL in there, you've already got the NBA in there, you've got concerts there, you're gonna have the WNBA in there in the future, and now the PHL. I just think that's too many markets. That's gonna be what 4 sports teams in one venue, right? And we're scheduling hard as it is. I mean, oh god, if you were to ask me what's one thing I'd like to change about the league right now, apart from an international shop for merchandise, it would be scheduling because us three believe 30 games is not enough. Nah. Us three want a bigger schedule. We've been having arguments about this since day one. What's the right number? He's even gone for Jaeger for Aladdin on us with his suggestion. Okay. And scheduling, it always comes out like last minute. It always seems to be, and it's been every season, the schedule always comes out like a month to go before we get started. Which is crazy, because the teaser and AHL bars, their schedules come out in the summer, June, July, that point. Same with the AHL. They come out June, July. So why we can't get ours out, say, like August or September? It's just crazy. It's crazy. So scheduling always comes out like at lastminute.co.uk. It's so frustrating, especially if like us, you want to plan to maybe go out there, potentially with CDs with a takeover tour, But yeah, so I just feel worried that about it, and what I don't like is how the socials have made me feel that my reservations aren't valid, or I shouldn't, feel like that. Because don't get me wrong, guys, I've got nothing against Detroit. I'm so happy that Detroit is coming to the league. I have actually felt Detroit should be a lock-in from the beginning, But it's just for me, right now, I'm more focused on getting these diamonds in the rough. I know what that is a reference. I'm focused more right on getting diamonds in the rough in first and grow that, and grow the game that way. And then these ready-to-go markets, you come in, say, maybe 10 or 15 years down the line, because you can be ready to go at any time, but we need to get the other markets in first, and then we can bring you into the fold. But I just don't like how social media has made me feel that my reservations are not valid, or I shouldn't be even having them in the first place, okay? And I know what I'm talking about here, guys. I've been with this league since day one. I've been with this league since day one on August 29, 2023. That was when the league was announced. I've been with this league from day one. I have trusted this league from the very beginning, and that is hard to come by with George. George has trust issues. Yep. Yeah. I will hold on to that. George has trust issues. So the fact that you trust this league from the get-go, from the start, unquestionably, unwaveringly, that is a huge for you. Yeah. So I trust this league. If they believe Detroit's the right market, fine, I will support that decision, regardless whether I feel good about it or not. I did feel good about it, though, by the way. I did feel good. I'm really happy with Detroit. I'm looking forward to Detroit coming to our league. Because I've always believed that Detroit, you were always destined to enter the league. You were always destined to get PHLT. The question was, when is the right time? And clearly, this season, that we're in the closing stages of, it wasn't your time, Detroit. It wasn't your time. It was Vancouver, Seattle's. But this upcoming season, 26-27, it is your time for you to now enter. And I'm absolutely confident, based on the Takeover Tour games, all 4 of them, I'm absolutely confident and have no doubts that Detroit is going to be a success. It will. It will. I'm absolutely confident Detroit is going to be a very successful market. No doubt about that. But because I know there's only one arena in actual Detroit right now, that is where I have my reservations. And we'll see what happens in a few years' time when the WNBA enters the fray. How does that make them things messy? I mean, luckily for us, the WNBA happens towards the end of our season, not during it. So we don't need to talk about that. It's the question of how the AHL NBA really is going to muck up. No surprise there. Given how the men's league is once again scuppered Minnesota. It's gonna be fine. 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 Next 2 days, it's gonna be fine. 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 It's fine. But I just feel, and for me, these reservations I have, I don't think they're gonna go away until we get to the start of next season. So, while over the summer we'll have lots of news about Detroit, we'll have episodes covering Detroit every step of the way. Like we did with Vancouver and Seattle last year. those reservations are still going to be there until we see them actually playing in the arena. Until we actually see games, PWHL games happening at Little Caesars Arena, those reservations for me, they're not going to go away. And rightly so, because everyone's going to be thinking that. There'll be other people like me who are thinking, really? There's NHL in there, there's NBA in there, there's WWE in there, there's concerts, is that, really? Can we hold them there? It's just, I'm the one who's been brave enough to speak out and go, look guys, I know we're all happy about Detroit, but can I just gently point out, okay, the situation we're in, okay? So, but at the end of the day, this will be good practice when it happens to Seattle, because we do know the NBA is keen on expanding, and Seattle has been named as a prime candidate. No. So, Detroit will be good practice for what happens when the NBA goes to Seattle. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you are not moving the Detroit out of Clyde Arena. You're not. You are not moving. But there are other places in Seattle though, right? Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah. There are other places. Yeah. But you're not doing it. Yeah, you're not. I think the Tour have pretty much laid claim to Clyde Arena as their territory, because look at their tennis records this year. Brilliant. No, but I've had those reservations for more than a year now, because obviously Detroit's been making noise about trying to get in as a contender for expansion, and I've had those reservations now for a whole year. You know, I didn't really have them when they had the first game, because obviously that was the inaugural season, we were still learning the ropes. And then last year, I kind of thought, yeah, well, you are definitely showing me you are a team, but the one thing stopping me from saying yes, give us a green light, is the question on infrastructure. But clearly, and this is what I think is great, clearly the league believes that won't be as big of a problem as it could be. Because obviously, over the Taylor Tour, we have had to do it as a double header with Red Wings games, and if that's what needs to happen, fine. Fine. If that's what needs to happen, fine. I'm surprised it hasn't happened in Minnesota yet. I'm surprised it hasn't happened in Minnesota, where you have like a wild matinee game, and then you have the Frost in the evening. Or, you know, I'm surprised that's not happened in Minnesota yet. If it does, that would be perfect for us, because obviously the Wild would be, we would go if we can. Yeah, if we can. Yeah, so obviously, since the PWHL, I have obviously developed a bond with the Wild, and have now adopted them as my second HL team, along with the Sharks. But whenever we go out to Minneapolis, it'll always be for the Frost at the forefront. But if there's a Wild home game on when we're there, of course I'll go to it. It just didn't work out this time. Who knows? Maybe next time it'll work out. Who knows? Yeah. So I do have reservations about Little Caesars Arena being the primary venue, but I'm hoping that when we get to the 2026-27 season, those first 5-6 weeks, so that would take us up to the new year, going to 2027. I'm hoping those reservations will, I'm not going to say fade away, because I think that will take a few years to do. I'm hoping when we get to those 5-6 weeks, first 5-6 weeks in next season, I'm hoping those reservations will have ease. It will take maybe 2 or 3 seasons for them to completely fade away altogether. So I'm hoping when we get to those first 6 weeks of next season, I'm hoping those reservations will ease and not harder. Because I want every market that enters the league, I want every market to succeed. So, because I will trust the league on who they want to put teams in. I'll say it time again, I want the right markets, not just any markets. So, yeah. But it is exciting times ahead. Oh yeah, absolutely. It is exciting times ahead. We are so happy to welcome Detroit to the fold. We are so happy to have you guys. We can't wait to see what you're going to do. We can't wait to see what brand you're going to have, what your name's going to be. Will they get that to happen next season? We'll see. Vancouver and Seattle did it, and we didn't think that was going to happen, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Aussie. I'm so excited for you guys. Yeah, because you've been ready. Now, you've been ready for quite some time. So the fact that you guys are now here in the league, it just makes sense. It absolutely just makes sense. And we're so excited to have you guys. And yeah, we're looking forward to the future. Looking forward to the future of the PHL and PHL in Detroit. So yeah, so have you added a Blue Sky, George? Yes! Yes! I am on Blue Sky, by the way, in case you guys haven't noticed that now. I am on Blue Sky, and on Blue Sky I do follow every single PHL team, and literally long after Detroit got their social set up straight away, followed it. So I do follow every single PHL team on Blue Sky. So so I am to it. So yeah. But honestly, just such a great day. The first, but not the last in this round. But you always kind of knew that Detroit was going to go first. Yeah, you just knew. It was always a question of when, not if Detroit would join us. So we're so excited, so happy to welcome PHL Detroit to the family. And we're going to look forward to so many episodes on Detroit. Yeah. So I think we'll finish off by saying to any PHL Detroit fans out there, I'm going to do this for every UT that's going to be announced, by the way. But to all the fans of PHL Detroit, we are going to make you feel so welcome into the league. If you want any advice about being part of the league, do not hesitate to DM me on the socials on Blue Sky and Instagram, or drop an email to the show, purpleraincast.com. We will do our very best to welcome you on the ice, because while we may be opposed on the ice, off the ice we are one big family. Yeah, we are one big family off the ice. So to any PHL Detroit fans out there, we're going to make you feel so welcome. And if you've got any advice you want from us, or any questions about the league, then do not hesitate to get in touch, and we'll do our best to answer that to you guys. And I think all I have to say is welcome PHL Detroit, and until next time, take care guys.